For the record, there are two files involving the same parties before the court this morning. One is a motion on the part of Angela Condi seeking to modify a personal protection order previously entered in her favor against her husband Token. In addition, Mrs. Condi has filed a motion for temporary custody and support in the divorce case. Both parties appear to be present via Zoom. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Ms. Condi, the court received your request for dismissal of the divorce action last week. Well, the court noticed that there's a hearing coming up, so I was a little confused. So it's here in the court file, the original one. A little confused. You want to dismiss the divorce action, but then you want to modify the PPO to prohibit contact on the part of your husband. So what's going on? Are you reconciling?
Not at this moment, no, but I'm just putting the divorce on a back burner.
Okay, so you want that divorce action dismissed?
Yeah, just the divorce. Everything else can still go through.
Well, of course, you're on public assistance, correct?
I can't understand what you're saying.
You received public assistance. You were given a fee waiver.
Yes.
So it costs the taxpayers a lot of money when you file a divorce complaint and they open a file and there's pleadings and so forth. We just can't willy-nilly dismiss and refile because you're going to get another fee waiver. It creates a lot of unnecessary work on the part of the clerk's office and the court. So, I mean, it's inconsistent with your position. You want to dismiss the divorce case so you can start over again in a month from now, but then you want no contact from your husband. So the court's not inclined to grant your motion at this time to dismiss.
Okay. Because
if you want to, I mean, because of if you want to pay for another filing fee, then it's your money. But again, when it doesn't cost you a dime, it's just an abuse of the system, in the court's opinion, when you want to dismiss and refile. So your position right now are inconsistent.
When I went up to the window, they said I couldn't dismiss just the divorce portion, that I'd have to dismiss the whole thing and then start over. So I was only trying to dismiss the divorce. That's why when I came back in the next day, I refiled for just the custody motion without divorce. I apologize.
You can't file a custody motion. Well, this is a divorce case that you opened. So,
right.
Any event, so for that reason, the court is not inclined to dismiss this case because then we're going to start over again. If the two of you are reconciling, absolutely I'll dismiss it. But if you're not reconciling, there's no purpose served. It's unnecessary. It's a waste of taxpayer dollars to dismiss this and then reopen it next month. In any event, the two of you have conferred with Mr. LaPrade from the front of the court this morning. Mr. LaPrade is recommending that the two of you share joint legal custody of your 3 minor children. And parenting time as follows. The father shall have parenting time with the children every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Father shall not have his girlfriend in the presence of the children. And the maternal grandfather will provide transportation for the children. Child support shall be referred to the front of the court for formal investigation recommendation, with each party having 21 days in which to object to any recommendation. Any child support ultimately ordered shall be effective August 1st, 2024. Finally, that neither party shall discuss this case with the children or disparage the other in the presence of the children. That is the recommendation. Ms. Condi, are you agree with this recommendation this morning?
Ms. Condi?
Yes, Angela.
Oh.
Do you understand the recommendation? Do you have
Yes.
an objection to the court adopting this recommendation?
The only question I have is about with the child support, where I wrote on there the property injunction was status quo because Mr. Condi has not paid anything at the house since he left July 15th. Like he is being evicted from the house and we owe $11,400 plus in back rent. And I had to get help from MCOP just for the utilities. And then my neighbor had to pay my water.
Right. How long has Mr. Condi been out of the home?
July 15th was his last day.
Mr. Condi, you need help on some of these expenses. We can't wait until we get in front of the court recommendation. Ms. LaPrade, can you talk with the parties? We need to, Ms. Condi needs some money now. If in fact she's been evicted and utilities are being shut off, Mr. Condi needs to, I don't know whether it's a status quo or that he starts paying some direct payments.
I don't have the money.
Your Honor, I'm not. Is someone in the vehicle?
In my vehicle?
Yeah, I
No.
just heard a
Yes.
background noise.
No, it's just me. I had to roll the window down and give a little bit of air, but no one's in my vehicle.
Your Honor, the statement of $11,000 in back rent would tell me that they weren't paying the rent when they were still living together.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can discuss some temporary, but I'm not sure that that's going to do anything to an $11,000 back in rent.
Court would agree. I didn't realize it was that significant.
The landlord is letting me stay in the home with the girls and starting all over with the rent lowered. So
Okay.
I'm staying in the home and keeping everything as status quo as possible so the girls don't have to lose their home.
Okay. Mr. Condi, what about paying some direct support to Ms. Condi until such time as the front of the court does a formal investigation?
Your Honor, because, and to dive a little bit in the background, because of Mrs. Condi harassing my past job, I was considered a liability and they let me go. I was making $20 an hour at the Monroe schools. I have not since got a job since then. I've been Instacarting just enough to make gas to get me around, pay for food, that kind of stuff. I don't have any money. I do start
right now.
I do start a new job Thursday this week, and it is not for near as much as what I was making, but that will be my first day.
All right. Well, we don't want the children to be on the street, Mr. Condi. You got some obligation that you have to take care of these children.
I understand that, and I'm trying my hardest to get the jobs I can. It's not as easy to come by a job like what I had, and a lot of stress and a lot of stuff causing that. So I'm doing my best to get a job.
Judge, the reason why he lost his job is because he was a boss sleeping with his employee at the job. That had nothing to do with me. It was already being
the fact that he's lost his job, it's not really relevant in terms of who's at fault. We just want to make sure the children are provided for. Right now, you're receiving public assistance for the children. Is that correct? The children have food? And
we have food. Had I not had the food stamps, we would have starved by now.
All right. All right. So at this point in time, again, there's not much a court can do, but obviously Mr. Condi has got a new job. He's starting real soon. So the front of the court, we'll start the investigation and get a child support order entered as soon as possible. That's all we can do. And hopefully you can reach out to agencies to assist you with the expense of the children, Ms. Condi. So the court's going to enter this order. Maternal grandfather will pick up and drop off the children. The children will be with dad Sundays. Saturdays, 10 to 6. Mr. Condi, obviously, if your girlfriend's at home, she's got to leave that home when you have the children with you. You understand that?
Your Honor, that's another thing I didn't understand. Why is my girlfriend being said she can't come around them?
Because you're married right now, Mr. Condi. That's why. She should not be. When you're divorced, you can have as many girlfriends you want.
All right, I understand what you're saying. So I have
confused the children. You're confusing the children.
Yeah, I understand that. So I have text messages from Angela saying she has a new man. There is conversation she's had in front of me saying that she's going to bring.
Okay, stop right there. Neither one of you shall have any boyfriends or girlfriends in the presence of the children.
Nobody has been around my children.
You're confusing the children.
Yep.
My children are in therapy. They come first.
And also, Saturday, I need more than Saturday, Your Honor. I need to be around my children. I would like to have Saturday and Sunday.
Well, this is what Ms. LaPrad's recommending. The court's going to adopt this right now, Mr. Condi. With respect to the personal protection order, Ms. Condi, you want no contacts? What if the children are injured or sick or something?
I would like the courts to be able to put in place an app that is through the courts for him and I to text each other through that, and only that, because.
Okay, so we'll put Ms. LaPrad, we'll put in this order that all communication between the parties shall be via app close and only regarding the children.
Your Honor, how do I go about seeing about getting more time? Also, I'm currently because of stuff she's done on social media and harassing my girlfriend's family and me and my family, I am getting stuff to put in a PPO on her. The police officer told me to do that, but how do I get more time? That's what I'm wanting to know.
Well, what have you been doing since you've been separated? What's your practice been?
I've been trying to call and get time with my girls. Every time it is some kind of argument where I get hung up on the text gets stopped, or she tells me the girls don't want to come with me. or if I want to see my daughter, I have to sit in the backyard with her. I've taken my daughter to the park a few times, had her for about an hour at a time. She
Mr.
calls
Conde,
me.
with how many bedrooms do you have in your home?
In the home I'm staying, there is a bedroom for the girls and there's a bedroom for me.
Okay, who do you live with?
I live with my girlfriend's mom right now. That's where I'm living until I can find my own place.
When you find some other housing, Mr. Conde, we can talk about some extended parenting time. But right now, this is not a good environment for the children. So Saturdays from 10 to 6 until further order. And with respect to, we're going to also include in this order that all communication shall be via app close. It's an app you can add in your phone, and all communication shall be that app close. So with that additional condition, Ms. Conde, do we need to modify the PPO?
Yeah,
You've got
I
a
don't
contact
want
between parents of children in case someone's injured and needs to be taken to the emergency room. You want to be informed, correct?
just for that, because the girls have gone to the emergency room and the baby had emergency surgery last Sunday, and Mr. Conde was made aware and didn't even come to the hospital. He didn't call, he didn't text.
All right,
Your Honor.
Ms. Conde, do we need to modify the PPO or not?
Please modify it to just where he can text me, but he can't be in my presence. He can't come to the home, because even right now I'm shaking having to be on this call with him. I don't want him in my presence. Now, if the girls, God forbid, have to go to the
You have 3 children together, Ms. Conde. You have 3 children together.
Yeah. On July 15th, I had to call 911 because he was trying to break down the door to get to me. My door is broken and it's $400 to replace it. I had bruises on me because of it.
Did you call the police?
The police came and he gave them some song and dance about, like he always does, anytime he did something.
Your Honor,
Hold on. This is, you guys are being childish.
He has a gun.
So
I
Ms.
don't
Conde,
want him near me.
you don't want any contact.
No.
All right.
Your Honor,
to modify the personal protection order, there be no contact. So any contact should be via app close only regarding the children.
Okay.
That will send each of you, make sure, Mr. Conde, your address is 12 Jerome Street. Is that correct?
you can send there. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, copies order will be sent there. All right, that will conclude this hearing. You can both zoom out. Copies orders will be mailed to each of you.
When does this start, Your Honor? And when can I get
Saturday?
my kid? This Saturday. Okay, so we'll have to get what I'm not sure. I'm very unsure of what app and how do I communicate about where I'm going to pick my kids up and have them.
Well, the maternal grandfather is going to pick up and drop off the children. Your father, correct, Ms. Conde?
So do I have to communicate with him then?
No, we don't need to communicate. He's going to, where do you want the children to be taken to? 12 Jerome Street?
No, I'd rather them not come around her family because of how they act. We can meet at the park here in, if that's fine with him, the park here in Monroe, St. Mary's Park.
Your Honor, he does not have a legal car to drive my girls around in. It's
No,
not
I do.
insured. It's not
I do.
plated. Can I?
I do. I have my.
Hold
I
on,
have
we can't talk at one time. Okay,
Nope.
you're gonna, Ms. Conde, your father's gonna pick up and drop off the children, correct?
Right, and where will
What about
he
meeting at St. Mary's Park?
where will he have my daughters during that time? Because again, my daughters do not want to go near her family.
Okay,
And I do not want my daughters at his dad's house because his dad leaves unloaded guns everywhere, or loaded, unlocked guns.
all right.
And his nephew was charged with a sex crime against a 5-year-old. So I do not
All
want
right, Mr. Conde, where are you gonna exercise parenting time?
Yeah, I will either take my kids and spend time with them at the park. I will take them to another family member's house and hang out. There's plenty of stuff I can do with my kids. I've been fathering a long time. I spend quality time with my kids and it won't be an issue. I understand she doesn't want them around my girlfriend and their family. That won't happen. As far as my dad does have his guns and stuff locked up. My dad is very safe to have my kids around. It has never been an issue till now. Okay.
All right.
I could go on and we could waste all kinds of time in court and tell you why I don't want him around her dad, who is
we're gonna meet
little
St. Mary's
kids.
Park. Will that work?
Yeah, and then I will take them and
Ms.
spend time
Conde?
with them where I want until my 6 o'clock, and I will drop them back off at St. Mary's Park.
All right, Ms. Conde, is that agreeable? Your dad will pick up and drop off at St. Mary's Park?
Yes, I don't want my girls at his dad's. His dad has a front pocket on his
Right,
lazy
the
boy.
court's not gonna restrict that. There's no, the court is
Yeah.
not to have any evidence that that his father is a danger to the children. Obviously, the court's got to assume if he owns guns, that they'll be locked up. So, Ms. Bradford, you pride that the pickup and drop-offs will be at St. Mary's Park, Saturday,
Yes,
10
sir.
to
I'll
6.
correct that as
This
soon as I can
Saturday.
get back in my office.
Okay,
And then what about him driving legally with my children since his car's not insured, registered, or plated?
Your Honor, if I
Been
may,
pulled over.
hey, hold on. The court doesn't have, well, I'm wondering for the two of you, the court will order that any transportation of children being in a licensed, insured vehicle with a licensed driver. Okay?
He's already been pulled over twice for driving in that car with
Right.
no insurance.
And obviously, if he gets arrested in front of the children, shame on him. And
Yeah.
that will curtail his parenting time if he's driving around in an uninsured vehicle and gets stopped and arrested.
Yeah, they let
Something like
him.
that, they normally just give a ticket for it. They don't usually arrest someone, Ms.
Yeah.
Condi, but two of you need to start working together.
And my next question is, October 12th is a Saturday. It's my daughter's birthday. It's already planned and the hall reserved. Can I switch that Saturday? And then there's 2 other Saturdays we have prior plans where I can switch it to Sunday, Your Honor.
Can the two of you could communicate regarding this? I can't handle every aspect of your detail of your life.
yeah, we can communicate and see what works. Just depends on what I have planned too.
Okay.
For Saturdays.
So the dad will have parenting time every Saturday except October 12th.
Yep.
And
Mom, you got some plans for the daughter's birthday, to try to make it happen on the defined day, the 13th. So we'll put in this order that is parenting time every Saturday except for the October 12th. The other days you need to work together and communicate.
okay.
Yep.
All right,
And
now we'll conclude this hearing.
after-
The court will modify the PPO, no contact with Ms. Condi, Mr. Condi, except via app close. So load that on your phone and we'll
It's
order
called
that in the
app
divorce
close?
case as well.
App close.
Correct.
Okay, I will download.
All right, that will conclude this hearing. You can both zoom out.
Thank you, Your Honor.